It's here, everybody. The final episode of the infamous Shibuya incident arc. It's been quite a fast 6 months since Season 2 started airing of Jujutsu Kaisen. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm already hyped for next season. We've been absolutely spoiled this arc. Every single episode has been a banger that's been leaving us to want more. It's a final that has definitely set the stage for the next arc with some twists that I'm sure a lot of anime-onlys, including me, didn't expect, with people like Yuta appearing in the series again. We've been spoiled with straight fight scenes throughout the Shibuya arc. For the last episode, it was time for some dialogue. We get a break in the action as Yuki and fake Geto battle their ideals together. Yuki wants to eradicate cursed spirits completely, but Geto's plan is not so nice. He thinks the next step is to optimize cursed energy. Basically, Geto's goal is to create a huge amount of cursed energy for some unknown reason. His plan is to make sorcerers from now and the past fight each other to the death, using Mahito's boosted version of Idol Transfiguration, which can be activated remotely on two types of humans he's marked. One is to normal people who have been altered to develop their own curse techniques, and the others are to people who have used a cursed object and having their bodies honed to be able to house the curse without dying. He basically wants to make everyone fight a huge battle royale, and the ensuing fighting will release a huge amount of cursed energy. Urume is down for the count due to Choso's blood mixing with his and poisoning him. So Geto can't just fight everybody here, but he made a vow with cursed spirits. So he pulls out a seal and releases thousands of cursed spirits across Tokyo. I just want to mention how much I love the soundtrack in this entire sequence. The music work they've done this entire season has been top quality. Shout out to them. Geto makes a whole villain speech. He tells Yuji and Sukuna that he expects something from them. The golden age of sorcery has returned. After all that's said and done, one thing we actually get to see is the world's reaction to what happened to Shibuya. It's all panic from government officials and enforcement, and it's pretty obvious there's a giant hole in Shibuya, and nobody in the public knows why. It's not something they can usually cover up like a school gone or something like that. A disaster of this scale is something they're struggling to explain without revealing the existence of cursed spirits, and now with the release of hundreds of spirits from Geto, the public safety is now at risk. We get perspectives from civilians seeing news reports about people not knowing what's happening in Shibuya, and then people start dying left and right mysteriously. And some of these scenes were just straight up eerie, especially the one in the lounge room where they just died straight away. It just happened out of nowhere. But when it comes to the shock value, it definitely worked for me at least, because I had no clue what the hell just happened. We get an almost scary sequence with a little girl hiding out at a convenience store and a curse beckoning her to come out. When she's eating, the actual food is so well animated. We see individual rice grains falling onto the plate. And this curse, it was pretty creepy. It sort of looked like something out of a Junji Ito novel or something. I never thought Jujutsu Kaisen could be that scary. The girl is lured out after trying to offer the curse some water, but before she gets chomped up by this big thing with teeth, the current strongest since Gojo was sealed has now arrived. Yuta Okkotsu is here. I can't imagine some of the hype that people who didn't know he was going to be here would be. And I mean, I was happy to see this man again, even if it wasn't in a context like this. We can assume the little girl can see curses after what Yuta says, but the main thing in that scene was the fact that Rika just slams the curse and it just disappears. It is just splattered across the entire wall. Even Yuta at this point is really strong, and after he came back from his trip from Africa, he's ready to kick some ass. But I think the most interesting part of this episode is the climax of it. Yuta talks to some anonymous voices, and he's tasked with taking down the main character. Yeah, Yuji Itadori. Some people completely forgot the fact that Yuji is still basically on death row, but Gojo stopped his execution until he at least ate all 20 fingers. But after Sukuna casually killed a special grade Mahoruga and wiped out all of Shibuya, they want him dead now. And there's no better person for the job than Yuta. And you know, when you compare their feats, Yuta obviously has the advantage, so it'll be interesting to see how this goes for the people who haven't read the manga. And now we have all the status updates from the sorcerers getting targeted by the Jujutsu police. Gojo Satoru is now expelled from Jujutsu Society, which is something that I did not really expect, and apparently trying to free him from the prison realm counts as a crime. But if he does get freed, I don't think they're going to be able to stop him from doing anything, because he is the strongest. Yuji is now sentenced to death completely, and his executioner has been assigned as Yuta, and even the principal has been part of the Shibuya incident apparently, and he's been sentenced too. Fake Geto is now marked as alive and back on death row. The episode ends up in a final shot of Yuji, the same shot the opening ends on. He claps his hands and I assume attracts all the curses that were hiding in an absolutely beautiful shot, and the episode ends there. There you have it. The infamous Shibuya arc is finished, and it was absolutely insane. In my opinion, this was probably the peak of Jujutsu Kaisen, and I think it will just get better from now on, hopefully. I want to say thank you to all the people who worked super hard on this series. I know the tough times at MAPPA were really affecting a lot of the animators, but they still managed to pull this together and create an amazing experience for a lot of people. And what can I say? I can't wait for Season 3, so I'm going to catch up on the manga now, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.